Attention. During this podcast, you may experience eureka moments or feel slightly empowered, inspired, energized, and ready to start up at a moment's notice with today's host, Cullen Pope, on Silicon Beach Radio.
Welcome to the Melbourne Silicon Beach podcast.
Hi, welcome to Silicon Beach Radio. We are here at the Royal Melbourne Hotel. We're streaming live, and I've got Brian beside me. Brian's helping out here with Silicon Beach Radio. He's building us a new website. How are you going, Brian?
I'm going well. How are you?
Brilliant. Look, Atul is here, of course. He's wearing grey and white. You must be surprised.
I'm always surprised, and I'm not saying anything more so I don't get fired.
Okay, yep, sure. Now, of course, we thought Atula would have been in Manila because we're launching Manila next week. Obviously, he hasn't got time. There's so many other things happening here. Now that we've hit the big 10,000, I guess you want to give a shout-out to FlexiSource, our main sponsor, and all of the team there.
Oh, absolutely. They've done a really good job about organizing a team in Manila to get a Silicon Beach group started there. We've been working really closely with them. It's really exciting.
And I know that we've got some things coming up very shortly. I know that we've got some team members in Manila you wanted to shout out to, Messi and DJ. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about them and what they've been doing, and anyone else there?
Yeah, they've managed to set up their own meetup so that they can organize their own group. We've also been working on the website together so that pitch requests can go straight to them. It's really good.
Now, look, I know that the website's in beta, and people can see that by going to Silicon Beach Oz, that's oz.net. And really, over the next few weeks, it's sort of looking a little bit rough and ready, but eventually, within a month's time or 2 months' time, as people sort of get onto there and the website's updated, what should they expect?
Look, it's changing rather rapidly and very, quite a bit. Ultimately, what we're after is to be able to have people log in, become a member, list their projects and associate that with their profile, become part of other members and create their own ad hoc groups, and actually start collaborating and actually taking pitch night and the networking that happens here and take it to that next level.
All right, fantastic. Well, who knows? You never know. We might see Atula appearing in his Manila colours at the next event. I know Richard's been doing a tremendous job with FlexiSource. He's launching Manila next week. We're going to be putting the details in there for Manila as well. So I guess we're about to cross live now to Linda. Is that right?
Absolutely. Just about to start.
Okay, let's cross now live to Linda here. Silicon Beach Radio coming out of the centre of Melbourne here from the Royal Melbourne Hotel. Cheers.
Welcome, and it's going to be a fun night. We have got some pictures to get through. So before we get there, though, we've got sponsors. And without sponsors, we are dead in the water. So one of the sponsors I would love to bring up first of all is Bradley Birchall, and he's an investor, so listen up. And here's Bradley. Cheers.
Thanks, Linda. Okay, so a really quick story for you first. So I've only got 5 minutes, and what we're going to cover is equity dilution versus value. My really quick backstory for you is what got me on my entrepreneurial journey was when I was 10 years old, and I went to my father and I said, I want to raise in my pocket money. And he said to me, your son, you can go out and work for it. I mean, for God's sake, I was 10 years old, right? But that was something that sort of made me sit back and think about how I'm actually going to get money. And so my idea was lemonade. It failed. I tried a couple of other great ideas like building software. That went really well. But then my first company I did when I was 21, I smashed it out of the park. It was medical software, and I was number one in Asia Pacific in 12 months. So I have my dad to thank for sort of pushing me along the way. But moving along, so I've also done Seek. So I was Seek's first CIO. I built their platform for them and I helped them do their IPO. I've founded over 10 startups. Got a couple of $1 billion ones in there like Seek and Computershare. And I've suffered the pain, like I'm sure a lot of you people either have or will, in building your own tech startups. And I've come out on top, and what I'm here to do is try and help people in the startup community understand. So the thing that I want to talk to you about now is equity dilution versus value. Because first-time founders think, I have to hold on to as much equity as I possibly can so I can get as much money at the end of the journey out of my company. This is a mistake. And so what I always tell people to do is in each capital raising round, and we've got an example up here now. So if we look at the startup round where you've got 100%, and then we look at the second column and you give away 20% of your company. And a lot of people go, oh my God, I don't want to give away 20% of my company, because if I keep doing that, I'll have nothing left at the end. That's wrong, because what happens is everyone else that comes in and invests dilutes as well. So what actually happens is, as you can see, the amount that I'm having to give away in orange is decreasing 20% in the first round. It then decreases to 16% in the next round. I'm then giving away 13%, 10, 8, 5. So what's actually happening, though, is at the end of that process, at an IPO, I've still got 22% of a company, and I've said this company's worth basically $100 million, and so I'll walk away with $21 million at the end of it. So the point that I'm trying to make here is don't be greedy at the beginning, because what you need to do, your first capital raise is going to be the hardest, okay? And you are going to have to give away the most in your first capital raise. And so you should be counting on giving away anything from 15 to about 25%. I always try and target 20, but that's the sort of range that you're going to have to give away. And I know a lot of first-time founders cringe when they hear this. And so what I'm trying to say that is I made that mistake, the first two companies that I did. And it took me years longer than it should have. And so hopefully some of what I've told you about my journey and how successful I've been since sinks in. Don't be greedy about the equity. You're going to have to give it away. And what you want to try and do really quickly is make sure that you don't put your value too high. So that's enough for that component. You can actually go download this spreadsheet and plug in your own numbers to see what your company looks like. You can go to bradleyvirtual.com under resources, and it's a free download. I'm going to put a YouTube video up on this next week on my YouTube channel, and I'll also be running with Silicon Beach in a month's time a boot camp. Give you an idea, I charge my time out to PwC for $3,500 an event. I'm going to do this for Silicon Beach for $25. So you probably want to attend that. I'm going to give a couple of hours and workshop some of this stuff. Okay, and the reason why I'm doing it is because I want to give back to the startup community. So you can join, check out my website, check out the channel, and Silicon Beach will send out an update on this event next week. Thanks for your time. Linda.
Oh, all right. Is that not okay, or is that not okay? For all of you entrepreneurs out there, that's a man to connect with. And what wonderful advice. Whew! And we got it here first. Excellent. Well done. Thank you so much, Bradley. I feel like a real whoop-whoop coming on, but better contain myself. All right, our wonderful other sponsor that would be here tonight to say a few words with you is FlexiSource IT, and we wouldn't be anywhere without our IT. And here's Richard. Hey.
So first, I want to say, Bradley, one of my clients actually worked with you over at Seek many years ago and had nothing but great things to say about you. So I would say, if you have the opportunity, definitely go to this event and see what Bradley has to offer. So I come also from a background in finance. I used to run a hedge fund. I lived in Hong Kong, Singapore, Switzerland for a little bit. I got to hate all the people who I was dealing with, all the finance people. I gave it all up to start an IT company, really because I've always been involved with startups, and that's where I've wanted to get to. Currently, I have a company over in the Philippines that does development for Australian companies. We're the only dedicated agile Scrum house. So I work with mostly small to mid-sized companies, helping them run agile development and build their teams. So it's an extension upon their team. That's what we're currently doing. One event that I'm going to be doing is in the next few weeks. I'm going to be running a webinar, a free webinar, which is just to help people understand how to go about outsourcing the right way. My philosophy is not as an outsourcer, so don't take your idea, don't hand it over. The idea for me is own the outcome, be the product owner, know what your vision is, and we can put together a team that'll help you either get to that point as an existing company, but really where my passion lies is in that part of getting somebody from an idea to a business plan, helping a business plan get to a proof of concept, helping a proof of concept get to a minimal viable product. And that journey has led me to get involved with Silicon Beach. I got to work with some of the founders, and Tula, Brian, Alex, Cullen, and before I knew it, I was really entrenched in it. I'm happy to be a sponsor. The guys have given me opportunity to talk about the events that I'm doing. So the event that I will be doing is on the 18th of September at 6 p.m. is going to be just a webinar, free webinar, talk about how to go ahead and build an offshore team and help work with you. So if somebody has a startup idea, has a wants to build a proof of concept or minimal viable product, I'm keen to talk to you about how to go about doing it. But more excited, I'm flying to Manila tomorrow to meet with my team, and we're launching the first Silicon Beach Manila event. That's going to be next Thursday. So in 1 month, we've got 300 plus people have joined up to our site. We have an event that we put a cap at 100 people. We're already waitlisted for it. It's going to be held at this place called The Brewery, which is an awesome venue. We've got some guest speakers. We've got 33 people raised their hands to want to pitch. 33. I think we've got 11 confirmed so far, but we'll see how we go doing it. But it should be really excited. These are people who don't have the benefit of this type of accelerated startup community like you have in Melbourne and in Australia. There's probably more developers and tech people in Manila than there is in Melbourne and Sydney combined, but they don't have that background of innovation. So I'm going over there to help try to launch that, and we're hoping to stir up the community for innovation in Manila and couple that with VCs, people with ideas here, and put ideas together, and we're hoping to build a platform where we could make this community bigger and grow our outcomes and create a lot more ideas and help nurture that. So I want to thank Silicon Beach and everyone for showing up, and feel free to jump into our webinar, or feel free to jump onto our Zoom video of Silicon Beach Manila next Thursday evening, and it should be fun. So thank everybody. Thank you.
Fantastic, Richard. That is so awesome. Silicon Beach. We're like Silicon Valley, but better. We've got the beaches. Anyway, so before we kick off, there's a few more announcements, and I'll talk about who the community partners are, and that will only take a few minutes. But we'll have a Thula who's going to come up and let you know about what's going down with Silicon Beach members. There you go. So are you going to do anything now? No. Oh, okay. Well, then we want Callum. All right. We're going to talk about the SEO. Now, here comes Callum. Cheers.
Hi, thanks everyone. My name's Cullen Pope, and I'm the host of Silicon Beach Radio. And next Tuesday night we're having an SEO event at WeWork, so you can join on our meetup page. And that is with Rajiv, who's had 17 years in SEO. And look, just briefly, I wanted to say something. I guess it's 5 years down the track since we started. We've hit 10,000 members earlier on last week, and I just wanted to say a very special thanks, I guess, to, I suppose, Brian, of course, Atula, all of the team over here, Alex, Linda, Richard, Muz, Tammy, Mike, and Rajiv and Shakar as well. So I just want to say thank you very much. We made it 10,000 members, and Dan, of course. So I just wanted to say cheers, thanks.
10,000 and buckets more to go. Heaps more to go. Just to announce our community partners before we kick off, and they are Tues, awesome people that need to be talked to you about because they help you out with your, hanging out, workspace, do your stuff. Shifties, That's about humanizing rostering. Ooh, yeah, that's really cool. Sir Basil, they're lawyers, help you out with legal stuff. Yeah. Wake Up on Earth. No, they are... Yes, that's it. That's Cullum's baby. Yeah. Co-work me, that speaks for itself. So again, we were talking about space. And of course, Simpatico. Yay for Simpatico. That'll be me and Dan. Now, in the pictures, which are about to kick off, so number one's nearly getting ready to come to the stage, let me just tell you up front, you have 90 seconds. You will be timed by the man, Dan. He's probably the tallest one in the room, so you can't miss him. And you will have 90 seconds. So in your 90 seconds, if you thought about your prep, what we want to know is a bit about you, who your business is, and what is your call to action? What do you want from this moment? So in 90 seconds, I hope you've worked that one out. So our very first speaker is going to be Lucy, and she is from Millpal. Welcome, Lucy. Here we go. And this is a supportive arena, so clap away.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. As I said, as Linda said, my name is Lucy and I'm from Millpal. So who here eats lunch? Raise your hand. Guys, come on. Keep your hands up if you work in the CBD. Cool. So everyone with their hand up, you should listen to me, and everyone else should still listen to me. So Millpal is a subscription lunch club that is based in Melbourne CBD. So what we do is we allow you to order from over 150 great restaurants a lunch for less than $8 a day. Pretty cool, huh? So I like to think of Millpal as Netflix for lunch. So the way it works is you go onto our app or to our desktop version, and you choose from all of these 150 different restaurants across Melbourne CBD, and you choose what you'd like to have for lunch. So maybe if you'd like a poke bowl from Pokeade, or maybe a Mexican bowl from Thrive. We've got over 150 different restaurants to choose from, and they all sell a different dish. So you'd be like, yep, cool, I want to have that Spud Bar from Spud Bar. And you choose what time you can go and collect the food. So then when it's lunchtime and it rolls around, you simply pop into the restaurant and collect your food, and it's ready and waiting for you. And did I mention that it's less than $8 a dish? Yeah, so I guess the 3 reasons why I love Millpal is, 1, the variety. As I said, there's lots of different restaurants to choose from. You've got Nosh, Nashi, Crisp, Pokeade, Thrive, lots of different healthy choices. If you feel like having Thai, we've got Pok Pok. Simply Spanish is coming on next week. Lots of different choices. So I guess if you... Oh, okay, is that 90 seconds? Oh, okay, cool. So my call to action is we're having a birthday party next week at YBF. So if you'd like to come along, hit us up on Facebook or Eventbrite. There's lots of free food, alcohol, and also a photo booth.
Lucy, thank you, Lucy. Thank you. Yes, if you see me like whirling my arm around, that's your warning to say it's time to go. But what we want to do is encourage people to thank you, Lucy. First off the ranks, well done you. And for the people that are pitching, no doubt there's a few nerves that are going to kick in. So the more you can support and be quiet while they speak, and you're doing all the wonderful things. Thank you, audience. So our next speaker is going to be Valentine, and he's from Software Development Services. Welcome, Valentine. Hey.
Hi, everyone. My name is Valentine. I'm from Paris. I moved in Melbourne just 2 months ago. I'm a software developer and IT consultant. So my startup is basically just a business that provides services for startups and SMEs. So basically what I do is mobile development. So if you have an idea for a mobile app such as an Android app or an iOS app, I can build it for you. I can do the design for you. I can market it thanks to my business partner who's specialized in marketing and business development as well. So I offer mobile development services, web development services. So if you have an idea for a website, whether it is a static website or web application, a complex web application, I can build it for you as well. And if you have some questions, or if you want to build something that's like tech and you don't know where to start, I can also do like personalized consulting. So if you have an idea and if you want to work together, feel free to take a picture of that and have a look at my website where I put all of the projects I've worked on before. And and also if you're a developer, I'm currently looking for developers, so feel free to come talk to me as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well done. Thanks again. Okay, our next speaker, and I love it when women... This is such a male-dominated space, you know, the whole tech industry, and it's really, really lovely to see and hear from some of the female people that are involved in this area of life. So our next speaker, speaking of females, is Grace, and she's from Sisters in Science. Welcome, Grace.
Sorry, I'm just getting a friend to film me, if we can wait. Are we good? Right, it's 2018 and we are still struggling with seeing diversity in STEM. And this starts by girls in high school being discouraged from maths and science due to lack of support and a lack of exposure to any female role models in the industry. My business, Sisters in Science, is here to show girls actual visible role models and encourage them to follow maths and science career paths. There are over 2,500 schools in Melbourne struggling with the issue of getting girls involved in STEM. And over 200 science industries also struggling with this problem. My business is here to connect the dots by showing girls, women doing real impact in the STEM industries through high school incursions that we run. There are a multitude of organisations out there in STEM, but nothing yet actually exists to show girls real women doing STEM. My name is Grace, and I'm halfway through my Bachelor of Science Advanced Global Challenges at Monash University. Through this degree, I've been trained in entrepreneurship, policy and communication alongside completing my science major. I'm also working with a team of 5 other highly motivated university students on this business. It's been said that young girls are Australia's biggest source of untapped potential, and I want to see equal representation of my gender in the STEM industry within my lifetime. I'm asking for sponsorship or mentorship because to help my vision come true. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Grace. I know 90 seconds is quite fast, isn't it? There's more to be said about what you're doing, so thank you for being here. That's fantastic. Alrighty, let's move on. We now have Matthew from Coding Services. Ren? Oh, Ren! See, I should wear glasses when I do this, but I decided I wouldn't. So we do have Ren, and he's from Trans 101. Welcome to the stage, Ren.
Thank you. My name's Ren, and my pronouns are actually they and them, which means in the third person I like to be referred to using the words they or them rather than he or she. And I'm a student at Monash University, and I can get that it's kind of hard to talk to transgender people like myself if you don't really know anyone who's trans and you've never really been introduced to the concept of pronouns and that kind of thing. But it's okay, because I do Trans 101 workshops, so I've got you covered. So my workshops involve me going over terminology and concepts that you can feel really comfy talking to transgender people like myself. It's really important for startups to know how to talk to trans people, because if you consistently get this wrong and make these mistakes, your reputation is going to suffer, and you can actually suffer legal consequences down the track, and no one wants that. So it's really important to get this stuff right. Something really interesting about my workshops is that I'm actually using virtual reality, so you can kind of get inside the transgender experience and understand that your words have impact and that they can have a positive impact as well. My target market is currently schools. There are 2,500 schools in Victoria, and each teacher needs to undergo about 20 hours of professional development a year, so there's a lot of opportunity there. I've already been doing workshops at my uni with students and staff, and I've got a lot of positive feedback about that as well. So if you know anything about VR, I don't, so I'd love to chat to you about that, or if you just like to support me, little trans person doing things, then hit me up as well. Thanks.
Thank you, Ren. Thank you. And this is really important information because it's crucial to where the future of communications sits well with everyone, inclusive. Excellent. Thank you. Now it's up to Matthew. Where is Matthew? And he's going to be in the room, and he's from Coding Services Company. Thank you.
Hi. I guess I didn't realise that that's actually supposed to be a company name, so I think I put that up there. So, hi, I'm Matt, and as part of the entrepreneurial space, we all know the importance of an MVP, or a minimum viable product, which is getting your idea out of your head and into the hands of your customers, the most important information you need, whether your idea is good or valid or you need to change it. And that's even more important in the tech industry, where you need to get that code onto a screen and into the hands of a person that you're going to be selling to. But for a lot of people not into tech, but they might have a good idea, like they want to start a mobile app about something or a web application, they feel really intimidated by this barrier to entry of coding. It's like, oh, I don't know anyone who knows how to code. I don't know how to code, and it takes a long time to learn how to code. You could go spend hours on Free Code Camp or Code Academy, and maybe you just don't have the time. And maybe you don't have the money to spend $5,000 on a first version at a consulting company when you don't even know that idea is going to work and you just want to test it. Well, my company makes really lightweight, flexible, and fast first versions of your product, really simple, so you can just get it into the hands of your customers as soon as you possibly can, because that is I believe that's one of the most important things for any startup, is to get customer feedback and to start communicating with your customers. So we're able to reach the market that isn't reached by high-end developers. And right now, I'm looking for someone who has a bit more coding experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. It's kind of weird, isn't it, when you're up here for the 90 seconds and you're just like, you have to motor this out. The time goes so fast. Well done, everyone. Great pictures, and it's really great to hear. I can hear, and that means that you're holding the mic in the right place. So thank you for making it audible to everybody in the room. All right, our next speaker. Glasses, Linda. No, I don't have glasses. Sridhar, and he's from Career Nexus. Please come to the stage.
G'day, I'm Sridhar from Career Nexus. Please excuse the laryngitis. We're a proactive hiring platform. So we're live. We've got a number of customers, quite large. What that means is that companies can always be ready to hire, and basically that is how the best companies hire. In fact, 2/3 of best-in-class companies worldwide are on an always hiring footing, including companies like Apple and Google and Netflix and so on. Means that you're always open to attracting and being a magnet for the best talent based on your values, and not just hiring off a piece of paper. Because let's be honest, human beings are not pieces of paper. They're not just skills and experience, they are values, their attitude, their fit. And that is why companies like Netflix do that sort of thing. Now, sorry. So you're probably wondering, I'm a startup, I'm not hiring right now. That's actually the point. The point is to start thinking now about what you may want. You can hire in an agile fashion, so you can continuously revise what you've got posted up there. You can revise what your values are, or what you want to display. You can always be marketing for the best quality talent. And so by that time you win that funding, or you want to build a winning team, you've got great people. You've got people already lined up that you can pick from on the basis of quality, not just a tick list of skills. So again, I'm Sridhar from Career Nexus, and my ask is that please visit us on careernexus.com. We are live, whether you're hiring or you're looking for a role in a startup. We're actually well placed to service you in ways that your reactive sort of hiring platforms that result in the 43% of bad hires can't serve you. So thank you.
All righty. Oh, this is magic. This is a great turnout tonight. Thank you so much for all of you being here. We often don't have this many pictures. I think this is only like a second that we've had, up to 12 more? Something like that. Fantastic. Anyway, our next speaker is Mark, and he's from drone.onl. Welcome to the stage, Mark. Mark, are you here in the room? Excellent, here he is.
Hey, okay, that's it. Everyone got that URL? Drone.onl. So on that, it explains, basically it's inevitable progression of drones. They're the most popular thing, and it's not doom, but, you should be able to make it into a reasonable competitor. I don't know how well it'll go, but, that's how they play war now. So war will move into the gaming thing. So Drone, ONL, look it up. Everything's on there. There's a bunch of other startups on there when you get there if you feel like something different. But this is the one we're doing today. Yeah, that's about it.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, It's really interesting. I know you may not have thought you had the time enough to explain, but yeah, drones. Yeah, there's an interesting story about drones, what we hear from movies, what we hear from the political arena, what we hear from other countries that have done some drone stuff and then they end up being in prison for stuff that they didn't do. I don't know. Stuff like that. Drones. Yeah, drones. There's a big story right there. Okay. I don't know where you're from and what you do, Paul, but you're the next speaker and your name is Paul Ailing. And are you in the room? Aha! Excellent.
Just a quick one. I've got a couple of little businesses that I'm working on, and I've got a house out near towards Bendigo, near Castlemaine, and it's off the grid. It's in the middle of a forest. If anyone wants to come over and work with me, you'll have no distractions, and come to my house. It's like, think of it as a co-working space, but with no option than work. So you'll have to be quite committed to work. I need the motivation. So I've probably got space for 2 other people in my house. So contact me. It'll be on the message. Yeah, two. Yeah, 2. That's right. So I've just put it on the comments. So if I don't get to talk to you, if anyone's interested, then just message me on Meetup. It's a bit of an unusual opportunity. It's off the grid house. You get 3G, and it's got you can charge up your laptop, which is all you need. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Paul. And somebody's calling you right now. Talk about being a pitch and get a call at the same time. Woo, business is booming, right? Oh, this is so much fun. I hope you're having fun. The next speaker from Intermavin, I think I said that right. Hopefully I said that right. And it's Bernard. Welcome to the stage, Bernard. Hey.
Just in case I forget something. So, first of all, who am I? I've been involved in startups virtually all of my working life, both in Australia, involved in startups all of my working life. I graduated here from Melbourne Uni in engineering, and I'm one of the few people that I know of that's actually been through several employment and startups in both the United States and Australia. And I've come out of it with lots of scar tissue and lots of learning things. So I'm really not an events person. This is sort of, a little scary for me. I work one-on-one because I think in some ways it's very easy to start a business. Not trivial, and it's painful, and you've got great resources here, which I heard, that you can tap into. However, then there's the road of growing. There's legal issues, there are accounting issues, there are HR issues, things that you have to deal with. So my job is to have your back and stay with you as a mentor for the journey, or as long as possible. So I work with people on a continuing basis. I think I know very many vertical markets. Some of my companies are still running here, and eventually I managed to get out of them successfully. Perhaps not like Seek, I'm most impressed by that. But I stay with people and for the long term. My initial consultations are free. I found that, frankly, afterwards, and you may or may not like this, I found that people don't value things that are totally free. So usually I try and make some sort of deal that you can afford for a long-term relationship, because giving it away doesn't really work. So I'll be with you. I'll have your back. I'll have your front. I'll deal with just about anything, but particularly technology. I've been in IT and electronics for a long time.
Thank you, Bernard. Obviously, there's some wise words and wisdom and experiences that could be very valuable to people out here, the younger generations and the older generations, and all of us mixed together. We're just doing great stuff. So thanks, Bernard. Okay, the next speaker is going to be a training psychologist, and it's Ricky. Please come to the stage. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and it's a delight to see you all, and thank you so much to our sponsors, Richard and Bradley, and to Atono. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm Ricky. I'm from Iconica Training, Ikonika, and I hope to become your new best friend. So from my point of view, when I look at you, I think the 2 most important days of your life are the day that you're born and the day that you discover what your natural born abilities are. And that's what I do. So within each of you, you have natural genetic gifts which may, or unfortunately, may not be being used as we speak. So what I do is we do testing. We discover what your abilities are. We can help you focus on your career. We can actually perhaps give you skills to augment abilities that you don't have if you need them. But basically, we're talking about the happiness factor. How do you become happy in life if you're not doing something that you were born to do? And that's what I'm here to help you with. And we do lots of training. And my call to action is I'm going to come around with my beautiful pink cards, and anybody who wants one can take one. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you. Yeah. Let's have one of those. Excellent. Yeah. And yeah, if we all need help in all sorts of areas. It's IT, it's our heads, it's our hearts, it's our bodies. Oh gosh, we need help everywhere, don't we? All right. The next speaker is going to be Joseph, and he's from Experienced Professional Partnership. Hey, Joseph.
Thank you. So I'm pitching for Experienced Professional Partnerships. Experienced Professional Partnerships is a service which supports youth at key life stages by providing them with a team of experienced professionals who can help them with key choices relevant to their subject selection, university selection, and ultimately career choice. Current educational system is very academically geared to helping provide students with the kinds of things they need to academically get along that path, but it may not ultimately be the right path for them. The access to mentors they have are typically recent graduates as well who haven't actually walked that path, or career counsellors who likewise haven't walked that path. The solution actually helps two groups though. The second group that it helps is recent retirees, to bring them back into the workforce in active contribution and to bring those back into society as well by helping them to hand down the baton to the next generation of new professionals in their field. So what I'm looking for tonight, and my call to action, is actually to try to see if I can have people participate in a pilot. I'm looking to reach out to youth groups, whether that be through schools to demonstrate to principals and career counsellors the value of this service, or whether it be to extracurricular groups to access those student groups. But to do so, I'll need to pool a panel of experienced professionals, people at the top of their field who will be able to support people to make the right choice. For instance, if those Year 10 students is the pilot group that I'm looking at, are choosing between accounting, law and economics, providing them with an accountant, lawyer and economist is sort of the ideal stereotypical one that I'm thinking of, but it could be any kind of role. So I'll be around to talk to any of you who could suggest someone, or who yourselves may be in that position to be able to help. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm looking at a few young'uns down here that you should probably hook up with. Yeah. Listen, people in the room, talk to them. Don't forget to talk later. There's going to be plenty of time. All right, so that is the end of the structured pitches, because those are the people who said they were going to pitch. Now, there's some people in the room. They may be individuals. They may be wanting to pitch something, an idea. They want to connect with people. They want something from this room. There is going to be individuals out there that are ready to hit the stage, take a deep breath, and tell us about themselves. Who's going to do that? Put your hand up high. Let me see you. I think I'm looking at someone down there in the front who's probably going to, because we talked about it before. That would be you. Yeah, it would be you putting your hand up, wouldn't it? That'd be you. Are you coming up to stage? Are you going to come up to stage? Yeah? Yeah. I'm talking to you. There's no other pictures? Here we go. Individuals, let's go.
Hello, my name is Natana. So basically, I am here today because I have a small request. Basically, I think the way we go about work right now is completely wrong, and my vision for the future of work includes one where I'm not tired all the time. In fact, burnout doesn't exist. Why? Because we have all this data and we're able to see what works, what doesn't, and how we can actually work in order to not only be more productive, but also be able to rest and actually get more out of our bodies rather than being exhausted all the time. So, right now I'm up to that stage where I have a lo-fi paper prototype. And I am looking for people who are energy poor or time poor or just want to get more done in a more productive way to hit me up, because I would love to give you that paper that paper prototype for you to try out so I could get feedback and actually create something that will benefit people. So that's what I'm asking for here today. So please come up to me afterwards. My name is Natana. I would love to have a chat, even just hearing about your experiences. Thanks.
It's not an easy thing to stand on a stage, hold a microphone and speak to a room full of about, 250? What have we got in here? A bunch of people. And what I want to say right up front is thank you so much for the people in the audience for your attention. This has been fantastic. We haven't finished, by the way, but I just want to thank you. And for the people that did speak, if you haven't actually spoken to Richard over here, you haven't seen Richard... see, I did that again. Richard, you're over there. Yeah. I'm Linda, that's right. I'm Linda, that's right. I got it now. Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. Oh, gosh. How embarrassing. Anyway, come and have a chat to Alex because we need to know who you are so that we can put you in Slack and all sorts of other areas and get to know you and all that stuff. But before we do really wind down this evening, there's a wonderful man who started this thing in the first place, who's holding the periscope, that I want to bring to stage because he would say a few words and then we will talk a bit more about how you can connect. So here is Athullah.
Thanks, Linda. Give a big round of applause to Linda. Doesn't she do a good job? And she teaches you how to fail with elegance, you know. Everyone makes mistakes. That's the whole idea of Silicon Beach, to learn by doing mistakes. We made lots of mistakes in the past 5 years. I've been running this with Cullen. I didn't start this. This was started in 2011 in Melbourne and 2010 in Sydney. So we just took over in 2014. I think we had only about 1,500 members. Last week we passed 10,000. Yeah, thank you. And we are growing so fast. It's already 10,070 or something like that. Yep. So I think I hope it slows down because I'm looking at the graph and think, what do these people want? I don't know. So I think we're not doing enough because a lot of our prospective sponsors that I speak to, they ask, okay, you have 10,000 members. How many of them are engaged? I'm like, shit, I don't know. We don't see those things. I'm thinking the old 80-20 rule. Maybe about 20% of them are engaged, and we have about 200 here. What's that? Of 10,000, it's about 2%. So not enough. So we need to get more people engaged. That means coming to these events and learning and actually starting your startups. I started helping in Silicon Beach because I joined around 2012 to start my own startup, an app around meditation, mindfulness. But people told me, no, you can't make money with that. This will never work. So I listened to them. I listened to too many naysayers and never launched my startups. So now, looking back, I can see that, I could have started it and done it because other people who did it at that time are now millionaires, and there are so many meditation apps on App Store. And that could have been me. So anyway, I'm sort of thinking what happened to me shouldn't happen to any of you all. So we are going to push you all to actually do it. That's why I'm bringing in people like Bradley and there's so many mentors here, Richard, to help you with your back-end stuff. So we have been in the past 5 years just having this event once a month, and basically that's it. But you'll see on the meetup page, we are going to have co-working days and also various workshops like Bradley's workshop and the SEO workshop. And we're going to have so many other things. Just keep an eye on that and learn, and let us know what you want to learn so that we can find people to host those workshops. And some of that knowledge could be in this room. So if you think you can run a workshop, or you think that you know someone who can run a workshop for us, let us know. And this is how you connect with us. We have a new community hub that Brian here has got up and going with Richard's help, siliconbeachoz.net. And that's our website. And also Slack is our communication channel. There's lots of conversations happening there. and also Medium is where we have our blogs. So all these, the live stream that I did on Periscope will go up there with links to your websites of all the people who pitch. So if you haven't given your website or a way to contact you to Alex, then give that to him so that we can put it on the website. So all I have to say is thanks to all the organizers, Linda, Alex, Cullen, Moose, Dan, Brian, and there are some people who are not here as well who work throughout the month in between these meetups. So thanks to everyone, and thanks to all of you all for coming, because without you coming, we wouldn't have a community. So give yourself a round of applause, and I'll give back to Linda.
Awesome! The man who started it all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep, like Atula said, that's all the stuff. Hang out on social media, get connected, stay in the room, have a drink, get connected with others, enjoy your evening. Thank you for coming. Bye.
From Silicon Beach Radio today.
Oh.
I'm glad Atula wasn't
This makes so much more sense now.
That's what we're speaking on.
Yeah.
Silicon Beach has radio?
Yeah.
Wait, you're recording.
Is this part of the radio? Silicon Beach also has a business model and sponsorship.
Atula can't hear this bit.